Most well-known Stephen King books have been adapted into feature-length films, some of them even twice. The Shining, It, Pet Sematary, Cujo, a lot of them have gotten the big screen treatment, but there's one that's gone through production hell, which I think would be one of the most compelling Stephen King adaptations, and that's The Long Walk. If you don't know what The Long Walk is, it's a book set in a future dystopian America ruled by a totalitarian regime. The plot revolves around the contestants of a grueling annual walking contest. In 2000, basically you have to keep up at 4 miles per hour to walk, and if you fall below that pace for over 30 seconds, you get 1 warning, 3 warnings, and you're shot. And it's basically a set of all teenagers. Pretty much the cutoff is when you become an adult, and it has a little bit of a battle royale kind of, not exactly Hunger Games-esque feel to it, but it has that concept of teenagers competing in a life or death situation. What I think is so different about this is that the book is really a testament to the human spirit. It's honestly a very disturbing concept, and the way that they tell it in the book is especially heart-aching and really kind of difficult sometimes. You don't think about these certain issues that would be a small thing in an ordinary day-to-day life, but when you're forced to keep walking no matter what, something as small as a scab, a blister, a Charlie horse could mean the end of your life. The longest without being eliminated gets whatever they want for the rest of their life. And this just has such a great natural setup for that kind of suspense on a small scale level. All you really need is this cast of characters, show them on their walk, kind of have these different tense situations, all these close calls, and just have these relationships develop that obviously have to end in heartbreak given the fact that only one can survive. These friendships develop, rivalries develop. It's really very interesting, and I think that is one of Stephen King's best. And the interesting thing too is that this is a book that they've been trying to adapt for years and has been in production hell. At this point, we had George A. Romero, who's most well known for The Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, all those kinds of zombie movies, what he's most known for. Frank Darabont, who's a world-class director, best known for The Shawshank Redemption, The Green Mile, The Mist. He's done some of the most well-regarded Stephen King adaptations of all time, and I have no doubt that he would have done the same with this. Also attached was Andre Overdahl, who actually was only just last year officially off the project. He most notably did The Last Voyage of Demeter last summer. Honestly, as much as that probably would have been interesting, I'm kind of glad to see him off the project, especially going from Frank Darabont to him. It's a bit of a downgrade. But now most recently we're hearing that Francis Lawrence, director of I Am Legend, the Hunger Games sequels, is going to be in talks to direct this movie now that apparently the rights are at Lionsgate. And this is just a Stephen King book that's been begging to be adapted into a big movie. I'm honestly surprised that it's taken this long because at its core, it is such an emotionally raw and really heartbreaking story. The idea of knowing full well going on this walk how high the stakes are, how dangerous it is, having to see these executions live, see your friends executed, you make these relationships that you know can't last because only one person can come out. It makes it one of his more effective books. And it actually was one of the books that Stephen King wrote under his surname or his alias when he was going under his Richard Bachman pseudonym. But this just seems like something that would lend itself so well to the big screen treatment, especially too if you get a great cast of young actors that can really sell this emotion, because you know, this could come off as potentially boring or cheesy if it's not told the right way. And the book tells things so well because you could kind of get into the head of the main character and understand kind of what he's thinking a bit more. That's going to be a little bit harder in the movie because they're going to have to show and not just tell. And that might be a unique obstacle that this type of movie has that other movies don't, as a liability. But I am absolutely positive that if they tell this right, it could be a great movie, and it could honestly be one of the best Stephen King-based movies of all time. Now that it seems like there's actually some development and movement on the project, seems like we could actually maybe get this on the sooner side. I really hope that's true. But let me know what you guys think in the comments section. Have you read The Long Walk before? What do you think of it? Are you interested in this premise if you've never heard of it before? Love to hear. I'm GM Light. Have a good one.